Deep in the heart of an ancient forest, where the trees whispered secrets to the wind and the moonlight danced upon silver leaves, lived a fairy unlike any other. She was known as the Rose Fairy. Tiny as a hummingbird and graceful as sunlight on dew, the Rose Fairy made her home inside the heart of the oldest rosebush in the forest. Her wings shimmered like pink opal, and her hair flowed like silk petals. Every rose that bloomed in the world owed its beauty to her gentle touch. Each morning, as the sun painted the sky with gold and coral, the Rose Fairy would awaken and hum a melody older than time. With her delicate hands, she would flutter from bloom to bloom, whispering encouragement to the buds, coaxing them to open, gifting them their colors, their fragrance, their life. But one day, the forest grew quiet. The roses stopped blooming. The air turned dry. Even the brook nearby stilled as though holding its breath. The Rose Fairy hovered in confusion. "Why are the roses sleeping?" she asked the bees. "There is no water," the bees buzzed, their wings sluggish. "The rains have not come." Determined to save her beloved flowers, the Rose Fairy flew higher than she ever had before, beyond the trees, beyond the clouds. She searched for the rain spirits, who floated on silver winds in the skies above the earth. But the skies were empty. No rain spirits. No clouds. Only a sun that burned without mercy. Days passed, and the roses withered. The forest creatures gathered around the fading rosebush. "What can we do?" asked the deer. "I must find the last raindrop," the Rose Fairy whispered, her voice barely a breeze. "It is said to be hidden in the Cave of Echoes, far beyond the mountains." The journey would be perilous. The Cave of Echoes was guarded by silence itself, no creature could speak within it, and many had gone mad from the stillness. But the Rose Fairy was not afraid. For her roses, she would risk anything. She traveled day and night, guided by the memory of blooming petals. She crossed stormless skies, barren fields, and frozen peaks. At last, she stood before the mouth of the Cave of Echoes. Inside, it was darker than night, and quieter than a forgotten dream. She walked in silence, her thoughts loud in her heart. And there, at the center of the cave, atop a stone pedestal, shimmered the last raindrop, glowing with soft blue light, pulsing with life. She reached out, careful not to breathe too loudly. As her fingers touched the droplet, the silence shattered, not with sound, but with music. A melody of growth, of spring, of renewal. It filled her with warmth, with hope. The Rose Fairy carried the raindrop home in a crystal leaf. As she flew, clouds gathered behind her, following the song that now lived within her wings. When she returned, the skies broke open. Rain fell in gentle sheets. The roses stirred. Buds opened. Color returned to the earth. The brook gurgled with joy. The forest sang. From that day forward, the Rose Fairy was no longer just the keeper of flowers, she was the guardian of renewal. And every spring, when the roses bloom and the air smells sweet, the creatures of the forest remember her journey, her bravery, and her love. And somewhere among the petals, if you listen closely, you might hear the song of the last raindrop, still echoing in the heart of the Rose Fairy.